to the plan. Oh! Hey guys. Welcome to A Tale of Two Time Zones, episode 4. Taylor here with Blackfire Productions. And yeah, where to go from here? I've had a very busy weekend, very busy week with work and everything like that. Hey Damien, how's it going? Sorry I'm a little late with this. Work's been crazy, life's been crazy. I totally lied and said I was going to film this yesterday, but it's like 12:30 in the morning right now, so it's technically the next day. So you can call me a liar if you want. But I've had a busy, crazy week/month with everything life-wise. So I apologize that they've been slow and few but far between for this one. And yeah, right now I'm just starting on some generation shift bases. I've put them on a little stick here. We don't have... I've put mine on a stick. Sometimes I use cork, but I've run out of blue sticky stuff, the blue tack that I've used in the past. But we don't have covers to our milk containers. So if you want to get more than 2 liters of milk at a time from the store, you have to actually buy bags of milk. Yeah, I know, it's weird. It's something that's completely, I believe, an East Coast Canadian thing. Our milk actually comes in big bags that are 4 liters, and then inside of each big bag are 3 individual 1.3 liter bags of milk. So I can't use milk container tops because we don't have any. Google it, you'll see. Everybody thinks we're weird. I know we're weird. But yeah, so starting on some gen shift bases for my demo models. I just got some demo models, and now this is totally not going to work because you are way too far over there. No. Okay, I'm going to have to pick you up and move you around. I just got these from my buddy, Andrew Barbazan. Painted these up for me. So he's got some photos there. So it's kind of my Rangers of the North. Took some inspiration. The Rangers of Middle Earth painted like the Rangers of the North models in the book, sort of, with some blue capes and that sort of thing. So I'm ecstatic with how they've turned out. Let's grab Halbrad there as an example. He's just done an excellent job on them. So he painted my good army for me. And then I've got an orc army coming from Les Mandeville with... Ooh, zoomed in. My bad. There we go. And... Hey, now you can see me again. My buddy Les, is painting up my orc army for me. And with the Underground Painter's Desk, that's his kind of... page, community, I don't know, I need to work with them on that. I believe it's a community right now, but it really should be a page on Facebook, because that's where he's kind of going with it, is he wants to do some more commission painting. Well, he's done a lot, and he does excellent work, and yeah, so he's doing my evil guys. You can go check him out, link down below. He's posted a bunch of pictures of my stuff for the last week up, so yeah. So that's kind of what I've been up to this week and getting done and those sorts of things. So I'm just going to start kind of painting these guys. Really have no idea how I'm going to paint them yet. They are the Ravenhill ones. I got us at Blackfire Productions were lucky enough for our Capital City Blood Bash to get some bases donated as swag bag stuff, and there were a couple left over. So I decided what a better chance to use them than for this little demo table that I'm doing with, I got the Attack on Weathertop, and that's why I don't use sticky tape. There we go. The Attack on Weathertop, the half one from Forge World way back when, I got one of those, so I'm basing my board around that. So if you check out the Blackfire Productions Facebook group, you'll see, oh, this is going to be right in front of my face all the time. You'll see that, you'll see some of my photos and that sort of thing from there. So that's what I've got going on right now. What have I been up to? So I just ran my event. This is Sunday right now. I just ran my event, the Grand River, down in Brantford, Ontario, which is about 45 minutes away from me. Ran that yesterday. Great turnout. We had 18 players for us. That's not bad. And that will lead me into next topic of conversation in a second. But yeah, so we had 18 players down there. We did the Throne of Skulls Army bonus rules, which, yes, I was wrong on those. I asked in the GBHL Facebook group. I kind of posted a question. I was just like, so, and this was maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. I was like, so what does it mean? Like, can people who don't normally lead warbands in that thing take them? And I kind of got a snark. Well, I kind of read it as snarky. I could have been wrong, but it was. I didn't get much help from the one guy who commented on it. So the way I understood it was, no, they can't. If they don't normally lead, like Gandalf the White, lead troops of that choice, then they can't do that even with the army bonuses. So that's what I said. So Damien, thank you for the correction. Had a blast. Didn't really see many people. We didn't really talk about it after the event either. A lot of people played the army bonuses. First place we had Joseph Handling, and he ran. Ooh, brain fart. And this was just yesterday. What did he run? I think a dwarf list. Yeah, I think he ran a dwarf list. And then second, we had Ben Boomer come in, and he was running an Arnor type list. And then third place, we had Chris O'Reilly, and Chris, what was he running? Wow, you can tell it's late here. Yeah, I can't remember at all what he was running. I'll ask them and post it down below. But we had a couple of Rohan armies who did pretty well, but also got some pretty bad dice rolls on another. I know Don Barnett at the OSBGL, he ran with some dwarves, and they got their re-rolling ones to wound, and he was liking that. We didn't really have anybody bring any too cheesy of a list, so I don't think anybody tried to break any of the army bonuses or anything like that. So it was kind of a fun day. We were down in Brantford at Council Fires, which is a wargaming convention, that's the word I'm looking for, down there. And that's still wet. And yeah, it was great fun. Saw a lot of the guys down there. We had some excellent. I'll do this one. It's less noisy. I'm trying to dry out my brush a little. So let's see. Council Fires was run in conjunction with a company called Crucible Crush. So they were lucky enough to us to donate one of their games, which is called Flint and Feather, and it's based around Native North Americans before you Brits came over. And so they donated a starter set of that, which was a $100 value, as first place prize, which I think the guys were really happy with. Then second place got some GW gift cards. Third place also got some GW gift cards. Fourth place got, there was no fourth place prize. What am I thinking? Best Painted, there we go. Best Painted got $25 from a company, a local company here that does terrain and bases and kind of laser cut stuff and some resin terrain and things like that. So they got $25 to that. So Justin got that prize, and I think he was ecstatic with it. So, and then our wooden spoon went to one of our newer players, Rodrigo, and he got $15. So prize support wasn't too bad either. Everybody that came to the event walked away with a Pulp Fiction. Where are they? They're right here. Pulp Fiction, celebrating the Grand River. Oh, look at that. Doesn't even have a name to it. I think this was a super new model that they're just coming out with. Let's see. Can you see that? Nah, here, need more light. There we go. Basically looks like a Rohan Captain. So everybody walked away with one of those. It was all part of the admission. And they also got another miniature from them that was kind of this interesting frog thing, and that was more just something that I think they were giving to everybody. So yeah, everybody came away with something. I think people had a fun day, lots of vendors, lots of other players. A couple people came over and took a peek and saw what we were up to. Tried to run a demo table, nobody was really interested. I think I need to create, I don't know if you guys have these over there, but these are like general, more historical wargaming days. And they run about 3-hour chunks. So you can sign up for games and go to whichever game you want, any of the historical games, and do that. So I need to figure out a good 3-hour game that's simple enough that people can kind of pick up quickly, but also complicated enough that it gets them into it and they want to do it. So if you have any ideas, I'd love to hear from you on that. But yeah, that's enough about all of my stuff. I've taken about, what have I taken? 12 minutes talking about that. How did your event go? You went up to, oh, what was it called? Man, I'm really having a hard time with names tonight. Desolation of Stockport? Yeah, that's what it was. And that was the doubles event that you were running, almost the 9-ring race. How'd it go? I want to know. Saw some photos of it. Looked like you guys had a blast. I'm glad your TomTom helped you get there. Hopefully they weren't too distracting on the drive. Yeah. What am I doing here? Trying to do too many things at once while I'm also a little tired. God knows. Might repaint them tomorrow. Who knows? No, that's looking good. I like that. Yeah, how'd it go? Enjoyed the PJs. To let you know, you will be getting a little present from us over here at Blackfire Productions in the OSBGL soon. To wear some alternate, to give you another option. Obviously don't want you wearing the same PJs every night. Yeah, they're turning out okay. Yeah, but how did it go? It seemed like a fun time. Let me know. That's all I'm going to talk about that, because that's all that needs to be talked about that. Let's see. What else? Yeah. Have you ever gotten overloaded with the hobby? That's something that I was feeling. When I filmed the last one, I kind of just went on a 3-weekend binge of SBG. I did an event with Adam, and I'm going to talk while I go grab my phone. An event with Adam, then the next weekend was up to the OSBGL event that was Dawn's, the second breakfast one, and then it was down to the OHA event. So it was, I'm going to let these guys dry for a minute. So I just was overloaded with it, so I kind of needed to step back, but then this weekend brought me back into it, obviously, because I had to run the event. So, do you ever get overloaded with the hobby, and what do you do? Do you play any other games? I just started to buy a game. I just bought a game for The Walking Dead, which is a tabletop game, so if you check out our Facebook page, I just posted some photos about that, and some people are commenting on it right now. So that's good. I'm going to try and do that so that I balance out between the two. But yeah, what do you do when you get hobby overload? Is that a thing? Yeah, the tables were amazing down at OHA's event. It was a blast. But the one thing that I loved about them was they were gorgeous, but I found in looking at them they wouldn't be too modular. You kind of got stuck with, especially like the Rivendell board or the Osgiliath or something like that. There didn't seem to be much. The Osgiliath one was a little different, but a lot of his pieces were center pieces of boards, so you couldn't really get away with configuring it any other way. So what do you prefer? And also we've seen Stevens' name. I read all these names and then I don't remember them. The Bree board. I believe it's Steven. I'm going to look it up right now. Yeah, but so that's a very non-modular board. So do you find you get tired when you play those all the time? Do you find that they still give you enough, or is it worth the is it worth? Yeah, Stephen Crow. Excellent board, by the way. Is it worth getting used to playing on the board so much, but having such a different caliber board? Because I find as soon as you have to go modular, the quality, not the quality, what's a good way of putting it? The way the board is manufactured is different, so it doesn't look as cohesive and perfect, if that makes sense. When you can do a non-modular board or something like that, it only exists in its realm, so you can add the little bushes and spots and the tall grass and those sorts of things, where I find you can have a harder time doing that on a modular board because there isn't always going to be that singular rock in the middle. So what do you like? What do you prefer? What are the pros and cons? What do you think? I personally always prefer modular. I love playing on the non-modular, but just because my space is so limited at my house, I need to have a modular board. So I can't do a non-modular one. I would just get bored with it, and then it would kind of be a waste of space, because then I would kind of stop playing on it. And yeah, let's wash them with brown. Why not? I'm playing today. Whoops. So yeah, that conversation came up. What else over here? Oh yeah, that was the other thing I was going to do. So you talked about having, I forget the numbers now, but I believe it was like 200 players had been in your league so far this year, but it was down to like 120 that had come out to more than one. We're definitely smaller in numbers. I wasn't comparing numbers. I was thinking about geographical size, but then I did there's a website that you can find out the true size, because the typical map actually misconstrued sizes of things as you get closer to the equator. So you know some statistics. We have 470 members in the OSBGL, and we got rid of the pinned post. You put mine there instead. Give me a sec. I keep hitting the same button, which is not the right button. Ben Boomer. Dun, dun, dun. So we definitely have less, but geographically, we go about as left-right as the UK is left-right down in the southern area. So we don't have the northern tip and everything like that. Like, we don't go more than that. But basically I took it, and it was from point to point on the lower portion of the UK was from Chatham, which is where the OHA event was, to Ottawa, which is where our furthest east event is. So we're similar in size, and we're similar in size left, right, but we don't go north. So we only go about maybe 3 hours north of that bottom line, where you guys, it looks like you guys probably can go about 6-8 hours to get to the top of the UK. I didn't Google it out, so, but I wanted to find that number, and I meant to write it down. And where did it go? Is it in a document? Let's see if it's in a document. Man, I'm just not prepared at all for today, am I? Not prepared at all. Files. That. Nope. 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 No. I'm gonna guess, because I can't find it, unless I search real quick. I'm gonna do the last search right now. We're about 40 active players. 40 to 50 active players. Let's see though, it's... Nope, can't find it. Failed, the standings aren't a document. Ben, I'm calling you out on that one. You also have to do your Tito's too. But I'm gonna say that we're about 30 or... We're more than 30. We're about 40 to 50 members that go out to more than 1 or 2 events in a month. Most of our guys over here actually hit, I would guess, 8 or 10 events of the year. So probably, I'm guessing, a little bit more than your average player base. But yeah, so it's different. We just don't have the number of players, so we kind of all realize that we have to keep going out to all the events, because if we don't, people will stop running them and we won't get new players and everybody will end up back in their basements again and the hobby will die. So I think all of our players, because we don't have as many, have kind of realized that, oh crap, we have to go out to all these events, because if we don't, we're not gonna get the draw, and we also don't get our regular hobby time in. So I think that's a difference. You should come to Canada next year. We're trying to plan a multi-day competitive event at Words. What time am I at? Oh, I'm already over the 20-minute mark. Holy jeez, and I still got 2 pages left. Yeah, we're trying to get a multi-day event at a existing con over here, so that we can partner up with them and have something that feels a little bit bigger and that sort of thing. So would love to have you over. Would definitely have space for you. And would be glad to host some Brits and international guys up here in Canada. We've had some US players, like Devin comes up once in a blue moon for some of our events, but it doesn't happen that often. So yeah, would love to have you here. And that's that page. That's that page. Stockport Flame. Look at that. Oh, tea time. When I was talking about tea time, I was meaning Hobbit tea time, which is 3 o'clock. If you go Google meal times of hobbits, one of theirs is afternoon tea, and it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's what I meant by tea time. I'm not a tea drinker, first off, so don't do that. Tea and coffee are interchangeable here as well, so a lot of times if you have company over, I don't want to say older, but I'm going to say older, parents, people who typically have kids, like if you have company that comes over at around middle of the afternoon, tea or coffee is always expected as an offer, as a drink option, so sometimes that happens with my parents. Also, coffee and tea are morning staples and that sort of thing. But yeah, we don't really have tea time. It's not a big thing. We call breakfast, lunch, and then dinner or supper is our evening meal. And most people have that between 5 and 7, 8 o'clock. I'm more on the 8 o'clock one just because of that. But then sometimes people also interchange, and this is where it gets confusing. They interchange. So dinner and supper are technically the same thing, but then also some people will interchange lunch and dinner. So it gets a little confusing for some people because it just happens, but yeah, I don't know why. It just does. I even do it. I don't know why I do. Just, oh, are you going to dinner? And it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, yeah, I'm going to lunch. Oh yeah, same thing. No, they're not. They're not technically the same thing. My pop vinyl, he's like 3 years old. He's not one of the new ones. He's one of the, I think he came out with the movie because I've had him for a while. Finecast. it's not that I don't dislike Finecast, it's just that a lot of my models have actually been bought secondhand. I got lucky with some things. I still buy some new things, but most of what I want isn't in Finecast. I'm not an evil player, so I don't play any of that, and I'm not really a elf player, so that's the of my 5 Finecast models, 4 of them are High Elf Spearmen, and one of them is, names are escaping me tonight. What is his name? Thrain? No. The guy who... The father dwarf. Yeah, that gets broken. I forget his name right now. God, it's late. It's almost one... let's see. It is 1 o'clock in the morning right now. So yeah. So yeah, I buy them on this website. I've found a lot through this website over here called Kijiji. It's kind of like the new classified ads for the thing. But yeah. So that's why I don't have Finecast. Stuff coming up in the league. The next month we have the Council of the Wise, which is on November 4th. Then I'm doing an event again called the Fight to the Falls down in Niagara Falls. So if you don't know what Niagara Falls is, check it out. It's a gigantic... I'm kind of at a standstill with my painting here because I just put a wash on. So I know I'm kind of failing at doing the hobby while I talk, but kind of also been having a hard time doing the hobby. Yeah, but Niagara Falls, check it out. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's one of the biggest waterfalls, I believe, in the world. Horseshoe Falls is on the Canadian side. The better side of Niagara Falls. Even Americans will agree with that. And yeah, then we have our GT at the end of the year in January. Well, the start of the year in January. We decided to move it there to try and open it up so people could actually come instead of it being around Christmas time. Talked with a bunch of... Oh, and another thing that I'm doing with Blackfire is we're doing SkyCon, which is another convention. So really, comment down below if you have any ideas for some fun 3-hour game type things. I'm bringing my demo board, so hopefully I have all my demo models done. That's why I'm working on their bases right now for that, and that's actually this weekend coming up. So that should be fun. And yeah. I hope everything's going alright with you over there. Hopefully not too much drama and life stuff going on. What else to talk about? Now that it's 1 o'clock in the morning, I don't really know what to talk about. Good place to end it? What am I at? I'm at 28:23. That's not bad. I feel like I haven't thrown back enough at you. Like, started off a topic of conversation. I enjoy the progress on the Iron Hills Chariot. You didn't have to paint it all silver. You could have added another copper. Would have been cool accent in there in some spots. Yeah, how did the Nazgul list go? I want to hear about that, definitely. I'm sure you'll do a breakdown on the Palantir. Yeah. Oh. And elevators. We do have elevators with only one door, but sometimes the building has mismatched floors. So like first floor and second, third, and third floor. And it's like right in the middle. So they add in doors at the back of the elevator so that it can stop in between the floors on the front and still open up and be a safe doorway that doesn't open up where somebody's in the way. So that's why at the OHA event they had that's why the double elevator door existed. Nothing more sinister than that. So I think it was kind of needed. It's kind of a little stupid because when you got out of the elevator you could walk down 4 steps and then be at the other door. It was weird. I guess my camera shuts off after 30 minutes. So we're going to say goodbye. Don't forget to check out the links below, and don't forget to support your Hobbit hosts. We've got a link down below now too. Go check out the Damien's Tale of Two Towers episode 3 over at the GBHL page, because if you just watched this one and haven't checked that one out, you are confused as hell. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Support your Hobbit hobby, and don't forget to ignite your hobby.